There are medals that shine for the world to see, and then there are the ones you keep hidden because their story's way too heavy to tell. My name's Walter Briggs. I wore this uniform for nearly 30 years. But the medal I'm about to tell you about, it never saw the light of day again. Not because it didn't mean anything, but because it meant too much. I was 20 when I first marched beneath the Marine flag, young, proud, unbreakable. The roar of engines, the smell of oil and dust, the laughter of brothers. That was home. We fought hard, we lost harder, and somehow I came home breathing when better men didn't. Every night since, I've asked myself, why me? When the war ended, my small town gave us a parade. They pinned this medal on me, right there in the square. My mother cried, my wife Mary smiled like the sun, and my boy, little Daniel, sat on her shoulders waving that tiny flag. I thought that was the beginning of peace. But peace can be the hardest fight of all. I try to build a quiet life, tools in hand instead of rifles. Daniel grew up strong, smart, and stubborn like his old man. But medals can do strange things to people. They can turn pride into comparison, and comparison into distance. Sometimes the war outside ends, but the one inside your home, it just changes its name. One night, I heard him talking, Daniel, my own son, talking about my will, about the pension, about what he'd get when I was gone. Not about love, not about memories, just about numbers. I sat in that dark hallway, listening to my boy measure my worth in dollars. That sound hurt more than any bullet ever could. The next morning, I changed the papers. Not out of anger, but to remind him what honor really means. I left my savings to the veterans' home, where men who truly live that word sacrifice could find comfort. And the medal? I kept that for myself. Some things shouldn't be inherited. They should be earned. They tell me Daniel didn't come to the funeral. Maybe he couldn't face what he'd done, or maybe I hadn't done enough to reach him. Either way, that's silence. That's a weight I'll carry longer than any rifle I ever held. Funny thing about silence, it can speak louder than any words. Years later, I was sitting right here, this same chair, this same fire, when a letter came from the veterans' home. Daniel had confessed. He tried to forge my name, got caught, and said he kept the medal he'd stolen until he read my letter to him. He mailed it back with 2 words, I'm sorry. That medal felt heavier than ever, not because of guilt, but because forgiveness finally had a face. You see, life teaches you something. Medals don't shine without scars. If my boy ever watches this, son, that medal was never about war. It was about peace. And sometimes, peace begins with silence.